Well guys, it's the end of summer, beginning of September, just out here at the canal. You know, some people have been leaving comments on my videos saying, Mark, why are you making videos from in your car? Why don't you go outside? Because that dog is always annoying me. That's why I can't make videos outside. Too many dogs, guys. Too many distractions. But, alright. I'll make you guys happy. I'll come outside and make a video outside here at my boring canal. Look at this place, guys. Well, are you happy now? I'm back out here at my boring canal. Don't get me wrong, I like this place. It's beautiful, you know, I enjoy being here, but you know, it's just that it gets a bit boring sometimes. Some geese, you know, so many of my videos are the same. I'm walking out here at the canal, there's geese, you know, trees in the summer, snow in the winter. The canal is frozen in the winter, nice in the summer, you know, so don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just it can get a bit boring sometimes. Do you guys know how to use this phrase in English? Don't get me wrong. Okay? It's a very good phrase to add to your, you know, to add to your English vocabulary. Okay? And I'm going to teach you how to use it, because I don't hear many English learners using this phrase, but it's a really good phrase to use for daily conversations. Okay, so how do you make it? Well, first I should tell you what it means. It means, don't misunderstand me. Okay? If I say, don't get me wrong, that means don't misunderstand me. And then I'm going to say something else, right? Like I said, you know, don't get me wrong, I like this canal. I like this place. It's just that means but. Okay? You can choose. You can say but, or you can say it's just that. I'm losing my voice, guys. Excuse me. So, let me teach you how to make it. There's 3 sentences in a row. Okay? The first sentence is you say something that might be interpreted by the other person as being somehow negative. So I said, you know, my first sentence was, I'm out here at my boring canal. Okay? So if I say that sentence, my boring, you know, I'm out here at the boring canal, it might make you think that I don't like it or I don't appreciate it. Okay? So then I know you might be thinking that. So then I say, don't get me wrong, right? Don't misunderstand me. I like it. Okay? So then I give an affirmation. The word affirmation means you thought someone was following me, guys. It was just the wind. The wind likes following me around. So the word affirmation means you say something positive to, to make something more secure. Okay, so if you, for example, if you tell your wife every day that you love her, that will make her feel affirmed that she is like secure. Like if you say, I love you so much, you're so beautiful. If you say that every day to your wife, that will make her feel, I'm out of breath, guys. I've been walking too much. I'm working too hard. I need a vacation. Smash like if you think I need a vacation. And I'm losing my voice. But, so, you know, that's what affirmation means. Okay? Your wife will feel more secure in the relationship if you affirm her every day. I love you. You're great. You're so beautiful, right? So if I affirm you, hey, you're doing great in your English learning. Keep it up. You're awesome, right? I'm affirming you, and you can feel more comfortable. You can feel more confident and more secure in your English learning, right? So that's what the second sentence is. Remember, the first sentence is something, maybe a complaint, or something that kind of sounds like a complaint. There's dogs all over this place, guys. That's why I don't like making videos out here. Too many dogs. So the first thing I say, the first sentence, is something that might sound like a complaint. For example, I'm out here at the boring canal. It kind of sounds like I'm complaining. It's boring, right? So the second sentence is an affirmation that actually I like the canal. I like it. I'm thankful to live, in a beautiful place. Whatever it is, I'm affirming this so that you don't think that I hate it. Okay. Now, what's the third sentence? Man, I can't even talk, guys. My throat is clogged. Clogged means it's full of stuff. What is in my throat? Get out of there, you stupid clog. I don't know what's clogging my throat. Phlegm. It's phlegm. Do you have phlegm in your throat? Phlegm is that thick stuff that's sometimes in your throat. If you cough, then sometimes you cough up phlegm. All right, so let's keep walking, guys. So, and there's so many people out here in the summertime, guys. That's also why I don't like coming out here. It's too many people. So the third sentence is an explanation, okay? So first is like a complaint or something that might seem like a complaint. The second is affirmation. The third is explanation. So let's look at some examples to put this all together. And then after you see some examples, I want you to do some homework down in the comments, okay? So I'll give you some examples. Well, I'll say this canal example again so that you can see how it fits into this model, this 3-sentence model, right? I'm back here at my boring canal. That's the first. Don't get me wrong. I like it. It's a beautiful place, nice trees and sunshine and that beautiful sun there, guys. Okay. It's just that, it can be a bit boring out here sometimes, and there's a lot of dogs and a lot of people walking on the path. Okay, so that's my explanation. Complaint, affirmation, explanation. The middle sentence is, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so let's look at some examples, guys. This wind is stalking me, guys. I hate wind. Okay, let's talk about food. Let's give an example with food. Let's say you and me go out to an Indian restaurant every day. I love Indian food. Okay? Now let's say you are getting a bit sick of eating Indian food every day. You might say, well, I'll say, hey, let's go to the Indian restaurant tonight. What are you gonna say? You say Indian again? Again? Now, if you say that, it kind of sounds like complaining, right? It gives me the feeling that maybe you don't like Indian food, right? So now what do you need to do? You said the first sentence was the complaint. Again, Now you should say, don't get me wrong, I love Indian food. That's your affirmation, right? Now what's your explanation? Your explanation is going to be, it's just that, you know, we've been eating Indian food every single evening. Maybe we should switch things up a bit. Maybe we should switch things up a bit. What does that mean? To switch things up means to change something, to try something new. All right? So switch things up, or you can say switch it up. You could say, you know, Mark, we've been eating Indian food, you know, every night for 10 days in a row. You know, maybe we should switch it up a bit. Maybe we should switch it up, or maybe we should switch things up a bit. Okay, you can use that phrase for food. You can use it for anything in life. You know, you could say, you know, Mark, every day you make videos in your car. Why don't you switch things up a bit? Okay, you're telling me do something new. Try something, you know, different for once. Okay, so instead of telling me don't make videos in your car anymore, you should say, why don't you switch things up a bit? Right? Go here, go do that, do this, do, you know. Sometimes people say, hey Mark, make some cooking videos. Yeah, maybe I'll make some more You remember my cooking show? Maybe I'll make some more videos in my cooking show, guys, to switch things up a bit, right? So, you said, don't get me wrong, I love Indian food. It's just that, you know, we've eaten Indian food for 10 nights in a row. You know, maybe we should try Chinese. Let's order Chinese tonight. Let's switch things up a bit. Okay? So that's your explanation, or that's your conclusion, or that's your next, you know, your next thing, right? So there's three parts to this. Okay, and I want you to think about this. I want you to get it into your brain to use this three sentence model, and the other person doesn't say anything here. Okay? So you don't have to wait for the other person to say something. You say this and this and this, and then the other person says something. So the other person doesn't say something in between. You don't have to wait for the other person to say something. Okay? So, guys, there's so many people out here today. Can't even make my video out. You know, in nice places like this, guys, like, you know, where there's a path, a nice like walking path, you know, everybody is out with their dogs, or they're out biking, or they're out rollerblading, or they're on the path. You know, that's why, like, in the summertime, I just, you know, all I do is dodge. If I come out here to make a video, all I'm doing is dodging people. It's like a game. It's like a sport, people dodging. But anyway, so in this 3-sentence model, only you are speaking. You don't have to wait for the other person to speak. Okay? So you say, right? Again, don't get me wrong, I love Indian food. It's just that we've been eating Indian food for 2 weeks straight. Like, maybe we should switch things up and order Chinese. Okay? 3 things: complaining, affirmation, and explanation. Let's take another example. Let's talk about relationships. Okay, how can you use this in relationships? Relationships are so important, right? They're a very important part of life. So let's say you are in a relationship and your partner wants to get married, right? And you say, I don't want to get married right now. What will your partner think if you say, I don't want to get married right now. They might think that you don't like them or you don't want to get married ever. Okay? So then, what's your second thing you're going to say? What's the second thing you're going to say? You're going to use your affirmation. You're going to give them an affirmation. So you're going to say, don't get me wrong, I love you and I want to marry you. Then what's your third thing? Is your explanation, right? And you're going to say, it's just that I don't have enough money to buy you a ring. I don't have enough money to afford a wedding. Okay? So I told you, people on their bikes, people walking their dogs. There's a guy jogging, coming up here on the path. I'm gonna veer off the path again and go back to my boring canal. To veer means to make a sudden turn. Gonna veer off. Okay, so did you notice that 3-sentence model? Okay, you said, I don't want to get married right now. Don't get me wrong. I love you. I want to marry you. It's just that I don't have enough money to buy you a ring. Okay, 3 sentences. You say them back to back. Back to back means one after another. Okay, so do you get that model? Remember the model: complaint, affirmation, explanation. Let's think of another example. Let's say your work is really challenging. Okay, your job these days it's really hard. You could say, my job is really challenging. That's step 1. Now that might give, if I say that, my job is really hard these days, that might give you the feeling that I don't like my job. So what's my step 2? Don't get me wrong, I love my job. I'm really thankful for my job. What's the third step? It's just that, or you can say but. Okay, but these days, you know, it's just a bit stressful. There's a lot to do. Okay, so do you see how this can be used in a conversation? It's a really good phrase to learn. Okay, that's what I'm trying to teach you, and that's why I want you to do some homework. Think about a situation in your life where you want to say something that someone else might think. You might give them the feeling that you don't like it, but then you affirm that you do like it or you do want it, and then you explain with the phrase it's just that or but. Okay, my job is really challenging these days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my job. I love what I do. I'm really thankful for it. It's just that, sometimes it can get a bit stressful. There it is. I just used the 3-sentence model. It's very common. You will hear this in formal English, in casual English. You can use it for anything you like. Like I said, I've just given you like 3 or 4 examples right now. What are some other examples? Let's say you're studying. Are you a student? You might say, I hate exam week. It's so stressful. I've got 4 exams back to back. 4 exams back to back. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, this week is gonna kill me. I'm so stressed out. Don't get me wrong. I love my studies. I love it. It's just that I just hate exam week. Exam week is so stressful for me. I can't wait to just be done with it. Did you see how I just used that model? The three sentence models? Exam week is so stressful. I have 4 exams back to back. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love nursing. I love studying, you know, about healthcare and taking care of people and like nursing things. I love it. It's just that, you know, exam week is really stressful, and you know, I'm a bit worn out. I'm worn out these days. Worn out means you're tired. You know, you're just really tired and exhausted, and you're stressed out, you know. So let me know, guys. What in your life, you know, can you say that that you can use this model in, right? You know, like I could use it for this bush, right? Look at these dumb looking berries. Okay, I said something that sounds a bit negative. You might think I don't like this bush. Look at these weird looking berries. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love plants, I love bushes. It's just that these berries look a bit weird. Okay, so there's an example. Kind of a dumb example, actually, but you get the point, right? What else can I say? Trying to think of an example. Look at these houses. They all look the same, guys. All these houses look exactly the same. Okay, if I say it in that tone of voice, all these houses here look exactly the same. You might get the feeling that I don't like these houses. So, what do I need to say? Don't get me wrong, I wish I could afford a house like this. I'm a bit jealous. Don't get me wrong, I like them. It's just that they all look kind of the same. They look kind of bland. Bland means a bit boring. Okay. There it is. You know, it's so easy to think of examples because it's such a common thing, right? So, if you think you've offended someone, you can catch yourself by saying, don't get me wrong. Okay, like imagine if you tell me, Mark, this video, it really wasn't very good. This lesson wasn't the best. But don't get me, you know, so then that kind of hurts me, right? If you say, Mark, this video wasn't very good. I don't like this video. You didn't do a good job teaching English in this video. Then it hurts me. It's criticizing me. You're offending me. But maybe you want to just, maybe you don't want to offend me. Maybe you want to kind of soften it a bit. And you could say, don't get me wrong. You're a great teacher, Mark. I like all your videos. It's just that this specific video wasn't the best. Okay, so that's your explanation. Your third point is your explanation. It's just that, or but, okay, but this video wasn't the best. It's just that this video wasn't the best. I hate wind, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like this country. I'm very thankful I can live in this country. It's just that it's so windy, and it's just kind of cold. When it's windy, it gets cold, and it's, you know, it's kind of uncomfortable, and I don't know. I just don't like wind. Okay, so I've given you like 10 examples in this video, guys. You give me some examples, at least one example, down there in the comments, guys. Anything else? Anything else you want me to teach you while I'm walking around this boring canal? Remember the phrase to switch it up. Switch it up. It's nice to switch things up every now and then, right? So give me an example with that phrase too. Switch things up or switch it up. Okay? You can say, I decided switch things up today. See that person? I don't know if you can see that person over there on the kayak. Probably not on my GoPro, but anyway, there's a person in a little boat over there. That kind of boat is called a kayak. Okay. So maybe let's say that person exercises every day by going jogging, right? Is that a he or a she? I can't tell. But anyway, so let's say that person goes jogging every day. And but this morning they woke up and they said, you know what? I'm gonna switch things up today. I'm gonna go kayaking instead of jogging. Right? So that's great. So let me know, guys, do you ever switch things up? What do you do, you know, in your life to switch things up? I'm gonna switch things up today, and I think I'm gonna order some Indian food, guys. That's not really switching things up because I order Indian food all the time, but just not recently. I haven't ordered Indian food recently. So I'm gonna order some Indian food, guys. So anyway, thank you for joining me in this video. Hope you learned something. Hope you learned this model. Get it into your head and use it in real life because it's great. This is a great nugget to add to your English speaking, your English conversations. A nugget is just something good, you know? A nugget. Just something kind of something that you can, you know, something valuable. Okay, so this is a good little piece of value that you can add to your English conversations. So guys, should I end the video in the shade or the sun? Go for the shade. So as always, I love you so much. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.